Gurubhyo Namaha. Welcome to our online learning initiative, Ekileva. Standard 12, Indian Economic Development, Chapter Human Capital Formation. This chapter discusses the concept of human capital, physical capital, sources of human capital and economic growth, and education sector in India. Let me explain the meaning of human capital. You must be familiar with the meaning of the word capital. Capital is one of the factors of production. To produce goods and services, an industry or a firm needs capital. Then, what is human capital? Human capital refers to the knowledge, skill, talent that people possess through education, training, and experience. It also includes other assets like intelligence, and health. Values such as loyalty and punctuality is also considered. It is otherwise the sum total of skill and expertise a human being possesses. All human beings cannot be called as human resource. Those who are engaged in some productive activity are called human resource. People who are in the age group 15 to 60 years and offer service in producing goods and service are called human resource. Let me now tell you the difference between physical capital and human capital. Physical capital is tangible. That which is able to be perceived by touch is tangible. You can touch a machine, you can touch a computer. Whereas human capital is intangible. It cannot be perceived by touch. Physical capital can be separated from the owner. If a person has a computer and if he wants to help his friend who wants the computer for 2 days, he can easily send it to his friend's house. So it means it can be separated from one person to another. Whereas human capital is inseparable. It cannot be separated from the owner. Physical capital is mobile. It can be shifted from one country to another or from one region to another. Whereas human capital is not perfectly mobile, as the movement is restricted by nationality and culture. Both physical capital and human capital depreciates. When we use the machine continuously, it leads to depreciation. Human capital also depreciates, but this is due to aging. I am now going to explain the sources of human capital. There are 5 sources of human capital. Investment in education is one of the important sources of human capital formation. Education gives better social standing and pride. A person who is well qualified can be proud, and it gives him better social standing. Education provides knowledge. It not only provides knowledge but also the skill and intelligence. Education stimulates innovation. Education accelerates development process. This development leads to economic growth. Education enables us to make better choices in life. If you are not happy with a job, you can easily leave the job and shift to a better job where you get better prospects. Expenditure on health is also one of the important sources of human capital formation. We spend on preventive medicine, curative medicine, and social medicine. Preventive medicine is vaccination. A child after birth is given vaccination so that the child is prevented from some diseases. Curative medicine is treatment during illness. If a person falls sick and when a doctor prescribes tablets, that expenditure comes under curative medicine. Expenditure on spreading health consciousness or health literacy comes under social medicine expenditure. For instance, when there is a pandemic, government should create awareness among people on how to take care of themselves. So, like education, health is also an important input for economic development. The third source of human capital formation is on-the-job training. It means training the workers when they are on job. There are different categories of workers. Some are highly skilled, some are skilled, and few others unskilled workers. These unskilled workers must be trained so as to increase their efficiency. They are trained in the firm itself under the supervision of a highly skilled worker. When they are trained by their own staff, we call it as on-campus training. Sometimes the workers are sent for off-campus training. They are trained by others through workshops. On-the-job training leads to enhanced labor productivity. Labor productivity is nothing but the capacity to increase the production, and this increases the income of the workers. When the income of the workers increase, it is quite natural that the national income of the economy increases. The fourth source of human capital formation is migration. Migration is the movement of people from one place to another or from one country to another in search of employment. They either stay permanently or temporarily at a new location. Why do people migrate? Perhaps they are not happy with their existing job. People migrate from rural areas to urban areas too. The expenditure on migration involves cost of transport, as they move from one place to another, and cost of living, as they need to take a new room to stay. The last source of human capital formation is information. People spend money to obtain information relating to labor market and about educational institutions, employment opportunities, level of salaries associated with jobs, etc. Through this, they can make choices regarding investment in human capital.